So, for the past couple of weeks, Mojang have slowly added more copper items into the game, along with, of course, the copper golem. And in this video, I am going to explore all of the brand new features as of the copper drop or Minecraft 1.21.9. And if I have missed anything, please let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, yeah, this is a new change. There's like a loading bar. Also, this is not the best biome to like be testing this stuff, but at least it's flat. I honestly thought the Tricky Trials updated copper enough. Now, if we like put copper in the title, there's like so much more stuff we can do with it now. Alright, so let's get out the copper gear first. So if I were to go into survival, how much armor does it provide? Okay, it's a little less than half. Okay, so this does 5 attack damage. So from what I've heard, it does like the same amount of attack as stone, but it has more durability. Copper tools have 190 durability. Stone has 131. A big controversy that a lot of people have is whether early game players will actually go for copper armor. Well, honestly, you could save iron by just crafting helmet and boots, since it's the same for iron. I see what they're doing with this. It's like a little bit of a way that you can save iron. Can I craft copper horse armor? But it's not being shown up in the crafting recipe. Maybe you make it out of copper blocks. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the wiki. Oh, it's only found in loot chests. Okay, I see. But the question is, how does this look on a horse? Okay, honestly, that does not look too bad. Like, the green part of the horse armor is the saddle, which is pretty cool. Alright, so now let's have a look at the copper golems. Put a block of copper. And then bam, there we go. I really like the animation. So yeah, these guys are going to be like the new item sorter. So the way this works is you grab a chest, you're going to put one in, put wheat in the copper chest, and then the copper golem is going to sort the wheat and then put it in this chest. Okay, and it carries 16 at a time. So yeah, the way you craft a copper chest is 8 copper ingots surrounding a regular chest. And yeah, you can make a double chest variant. And yeah, eventually, these guys will eventually like power off and turn into statues. I think there's a way you can activate them again. But yeah, honestly, you guys should have seen my reaction when I first saw that these guys were gonna get added officially in the game, because like I think the majority of the Minecraft community wanted this and the allay. But one thing you can make now is copper nuggets, just like gold and iron. Now these are actually used in a bunch of things. Copper chains, and the normal chain block has been renamed to iron chain. So if you have a copper nugget, a coal, and a stick, you can make a thing called a copper torch, which is pretty cool since now we have like more colored lighting. And copper torches are used to make copper lanterns. So let me set this to night. It actually produces quite a lot of light. I think this is 15, but I need to customize the F3 menu because it's now customizable, which we'll get into in a bit. Unfortunately, there's no copper campfire, which I was a little bit sad about. So yeah, as you can see, we now have the copper chain, which obviously comes in the 4 different stages. I wonder how this looks with the iron chain. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes like this part of the chain look rusty. And also the copper trapdoor recipe has been changed. It used to be this, which now makes copper bars. And yeah, the copper bars behave exactly the same as iron bars, like they connect to walls. So basically you can make like an advanced trial chamber. And speaking of lightning rods. They finally have added like all of the other variants. And I do believe they still do attract lightning. Oh wait, will thunder not actually happen here because it's snowing? Great. Just take my word for it, okay? It's not my fault I spawned in a snowy biome. Alright, is there any other copper blocks that I missed? I mean, there is the copper golem statues, which are pretty cool. Once again, I don't know how you get these things naturally. Copper golem statue. What does the wiki say? Okay, is a block created when a copper golem fully oxidizes? Scraping an unoxidized copper golem statue using an axe turns it back into a living copper golem. Okay, so if I place this... Okay, there we go. But like these statues can also have different stages. Like there's the standing pose, sitting pose, running, and then the star pose. So yeah, it looks like they're like holding this like the blocks up. So you could make it look like he's like hanging midair. Oh, that looks weird. Don't put it in running pose, otherwise it's gonna be offset. Okay, I think that's all the copper blocks. Yeah, chest we looked at, copper lanterns we looked at, and like the grates, doors, and trapdoors were added previously. Same with the bulbs. So I guess something we can look at is the shelf block, which is a new redstone item. So the shelf block is basically like an advanced item frame that can hold 3 items. But the redstone properties of this is that I believe this also works with levers. So if I put a redstone block, it doesn't have the like grid, but does this work with levers? Oh, okay, it does. Nice. With 3, it's basically like a hotbar slot. It remembers like exactly where the slots are. My question is, what happens if it move it over 1? Okay, so then it remembers like this one. Okay, but then it doesn't put in the first. So I think it remembers the previous first shelf that I placed. And obviously it comes in all of the wood variants. There was this one thumbnail of a video I saw of like a certain use with this thing with banners that looked really cool. I'll show a screenshot of it to show you what I mean. This was not an item I expected to be added in the game, but something that we needed. Like functionally speaking, you can still use it as a shelf, but it also has a lot of decorational purposes. I mean, you could also make interesting parkour with it too. So if you built like a bunch of pillars, you could basically like have the shelves as like support. Like, I mean, look at that. Doesn't that add like really nice and subtle detail? So I guess the last thing is the F3 menu. Oh, I didn't realize the F3 menu stayed on even if you're in like the settings. Oh, that's actually cool. Yeah, and there's also like a couple of other new options like save unsent chats and only show secure chat, but that's mostly for like multiplayer stuff. How do I customize the F3 menu? Is it in accessibility settings? High contrast block outlines? Whoa! Oh, this looks so crazy. It's gotta be accessibility settings, but I don't know where it is. F3 and Q. I still don't see it. If I was live streaming, it would be so helpful. Anyways, I'm not gonna look it up right now. I'll send a link to like Zoom Avoid's video or something if you want to check it out. Although one thing that has changed in controls is that you can now toggle attack destroy and use item / place block. So if I switch this to toggle, I'm not on right click, as you can see, and I'm still placing blocks. And I can stop it if I right click again. Wait, hold on. So if I go to controls, go to keybinds, change this to V. It's still faster to hold V. Look how much faster it places. It's the same thing for attack and destroy. This would be really useful for survival players if you're like mining like the obsidian towers in the end, instead of like holding left and then reloading resource packs. You can just like toggle this option on, which is pretty cool. Although it doesn't work with mobs, so it's not like an auto clicker. You still have to attack it manually. It'll have its uses in survival. Although one feature that I almost forgot is that iron golems have a chance to give copper golems poppies the way iron golems give poppies to villagers. So I'm just going to spawn a bunch of these and see if anything happens. We'll see it happen when a copper golem has a pot. Oh, there we go. And then occasionally, like, you'll see the poppy on top of the copper golem's head. But I'm not going to wait around for that. But anyways, I think that is all I wanted to cover for 1.21.9, I think it is. Unfortunately, I don't know how to, like, which setting pops up to change the F3 debug menu. But I'm going to let you guys figure that out for yourselves, because everyone will have their like own opinions on like how they want their like F3 menu to like be set up. So anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed my personal thoughts on the 1.21.9 copper drop. It doesn't have an official name yet by the time I'm recording this video. Please do leave a like, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos and my live streams that I've been posting recently. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time. Goodbye.